We'll always be a destination place for waterfowl hunting. You can stay at a camp that has bunk beds and that kind of stuff. And then you got Grosse Savanne on the other spectrum. And there's great guides here that know the deal. And whatever your budget allows and how you want to buy in, Louisiana is a great place to come make a hunt.
Thanks for joining us on Louisiana's Playground Podcast, your roadmap to all things Lake Charles, Louisiana. I'm Brady Raynard.
And I'm Jillian Corder. We're excited to bring you the authentic stories and experiences of Southwest Louisiana. We've got all the tools you need to build your own personal Lake Charles itinerary.
We do. And before we kind of get open, I just want to say thank you to all of those who have continued to listen and have really helped us in on the show. This is episode 75.
Wow.
So we've been around for, we're approaching now at this point 3 years. In September will be 3 years. And so we appreciate everyone that listens. If you could, let us know what some of your favorite episodes are, some questions, maybe some shows you want to see. Comment. That's really the biggest way that I think everyone can kind of help us continue to grow. Because look, being transparent, we don't make money off of this. This isn't something that we're trying to make money off of. We just enjoy giving people a resource to find ways how to enjoy Lake Charles.
We just really, really like this place where we live, and we want everyone else to love it too.
I found out I've lived here longer than anywhere else I've ever lived. At this point, I've spent more time living in Lake Charles than I've lived anywhere else.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
And I've lived in Northwest Louisiana, Central Louisiana, Southeast Louisiana, and now Southwest Louisiana. So I've lived in every corner of the state, and I've lived here longer. And so I just want to kind of do that. So please, shoot us a comment, send us questions, email us, just things that kind of really help build the popularity, because we'd like this to be a real tool for people to use.
Yeah, suggestions too. If there's experiences in Southwest Louisiana that we've not touched on before, maybe we've never experienced ourselves before, give us those suggestions, places to eat, all that good stuff, because we want to keep sharing everything we've got to offer. As
I mentioned, episode 75 is on the way, and we'll go outdoors for this one with one of the real premier destinations that we have within our destination. Of course, I'm talking about Grosse Savanne Lodge. And they offer hunting and fishing and eco tours and so much, and they do it at such a premium high level.
Yeah.
What a fun conversation and enlightening conversation as well.
Yeah, for sure. A lot going on there. A lot to talk about at Grosse Savanne. But before that, as always, we're going to begin the show with a taste of Southwest Louisiana, that segment that we call On the Eats.
This week, we head to Wang Sistas, not Wing Sisters. It's Wang Sistas, and they are terrific. Really love the personality of it. It's just right now a little shack. They are looking to eventually kind of expand, but currently right now it's just a little shack ran by Megan Trahan, and she has so much passion and enthusiasm and is just a joy to talk to and listen to, and it really shows in her food as well. Yeah,
I was going to say, I think that all of that joy and love is poured right into the menu, for sure. A lot of different things that you can get there. They, of course, have Wangs, and yes, it is spelled Wangs on the menu. They've got wings, they've got specialties, they've got chicken tenders, and a variety of ways you can order them, sandwiches, and sno-balls.
Yeah, they have sno-balls as well, and so it's kind of like a catch-all for what they kind of offer there. And look, they've been open since March 2023, and they're still in business and going strong. So that tells you the success and the following that she's kind of gained, because at the end of the day, she is a foodie chef, is what I would call it. Like, she has said that she's been cooking since 6. She doesn't operate off recipes. She has no formal training. There's no measurements, nothing. It's all straight from her head and heart.
She just likes food and knows what tastes good.
Exactly. And so she said her bougie wings and the crawl wings are her two most popular on the menu.
Yep.
So let's kind of get into it. I got the Wangs because I love Wangs. I got a couple different ones. First off, let's talk about their bougie wings. Yeah. It's a salt and pepper kind of base there. Definitely some green, some verde look to it as well from what they kind of throw. There's a jalapeno on each wing as well. There's almost a sweet flavor to it, just like a little hint of sweetness. It's very tangy and it's spicy, and it's something that you don't get very often with a wing, and so it's really, really good. And shocker, why it's one of their most popular. It's no shocker, rather, is what I'm trying to say. Their waffle wangs are one of the most unique things they have on the menu. So they fry their chicken, and then they take their chicken out, and she dips it into waffle batter, and she pours them into a waffle maker and then creates them. So it pulls out and you have a full waffle with 6 wings in there.
Yeah.
Or wangs.
No one does chicken end waffles quite like this.
Exactly. And then it comes with the side of syrup to kind of dip and kind of add that sweetness to it. So it in itself is such a unique experience.
Yeah.
Eating those as well. And so that one was very, very good as well, obviously, because it's sweet and soft and it works well with chicken and waffles is already a thing, right? And so that is so unique. And then I also got their original ones, just so I could try the fried chicken at its most base level. And it's really, really good. It's crispy. It's meaty. They're very large wings. She does a nice job with the seasonings. And so pretty much any sauce that you're going to have, it has to start with the wing first, and they do a really good job with it.
They do. You know what they also do a good job with? The Bayou Burger. That is what I got. Okay, so this is a nice Angus beef patty. You've got several different kinds of cheeses on it, American pepper jack, and swamp sauce. And their swamp sauce is really good. It's not too spicy.
Okay.
It's not.
So that's their specialty burger sauce.
Yes. And so for me, I can't handle spice at all. This had just the right amount of kick, but just overall really great flavor added to this burger. It was already juicy enough. It doesn't need it, but it just was a great, delicious topping on this burger. Can't speak more highly about it. It was the sauce is so good. So, but also not on the menu. I got an off menu item.
She's recently have been trying a couple of different things.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things that will be on the menu eventually, but we've caught her at a time that it's still in the experimental phase.
Maybe by the time she hears this podcast, it will be on. After this, after she hears my review, it's going to go on the menu because the bacon cheddar ranch fries, I know that sounds like something you can get anywhere, right? It doesn't taste like this. This is so good. This is homemade ranch, and y'all know at this point, if you listen to this podcast, I'm a ranchaholic, and I'm very picky about it too.
Is there a such thing as ranchahol?
Just don't ask questions. I am addicted to ranch, and I'm very picky about where it comes from. And this is so good. It's homemade. It's so well seasoned. It's got big chunks of bacon on it, and like a cheddar sauce on the top. The French fries are like a crinkle cut fry, so they're thick, so they can handle it. Sometimes people put stuff on French fries and the French fries just can't handle it, right? Like they get all soggy and they're not. You're laughing at me. I'm serious.
Oh, man.
The French fries are sturdy and they can handle all the toppings, which also includes lots of green onions on the top of it and tons of seasoning.
So much cheese. You can't handle me.
It can handle it. And tons of seasoning too. And I'm not just talking about dump Tony Chachere's on it.
Right.
I mean, real
strategically seasoned.
They have
Agreed.
a little bit of a kick at the end, but tons of bacon, cheddar, ranch, all the good stuff. Yeah, put it on the menu.
And I'm a sucker for just cheese fries.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my fries. Oh, very, very good. I love the cheese fries as well. And yeah, the fries can handle it.
They can. Stop.
I wanted to mention there were 2 other things that she wanted me to try as well, and one of which was their boudin stuffed wing. So what she
How
does?
does she even do that?
So she takes her knife and she runs it along the bone, right?
Yeah.
And then she's able to pipe in the boudin underneath, so it kind of bulks up the chicken, but there's boudin flavor underneath, and then obviously fries it. And it is such a unique taste combo with it. I got the Asian zing on it because Asian zing is one of the flavors that she's been kind of currently trying out. Loved the Asian zing, sweet. It's sweet and spicy, which is what you kind of look for. It's not as crunchy as the other chicken, I don't think, but it's you're not necessarily looking for it, right? And so it works really, really good. It was a crazy concoction, worth a try, especially if you love boudin. And so that was very good. She also makes red beans and rice there. And I loved them. It's a thinner gravy, but the sausage is great, well seasoned, slight kick. It wasn't overly salty like you'll see some red beans be. She also mixes in a turkey tasso. And so just a lot of really good flavors. It's a great red beans and rice. So highly recommend too, if you go and you're not necessarily wanting wings or a burger, their red beans are very good. And overall, a very enjoyable experience. We also had someone on our team get the snowball, and she really enjoyed it too.
Yeah,
so,
tons of flavor options for the snowball and toppings as well. So a little bit of everything there. It's super fun. Yeah, super convenient spot too. It's right there on Oak Park Boulevard, just off of Enterprise. It's got a fuchsia roof. You can't miss it. It is a great place to stop by for sure.
From a great meal to a great guest, we welcome on Doug Miller, the Director of Operations and Development at Grosse Savanne Lodge. He also serves as the lodge's wildlife biologist. He's been with Grosse Savanne for nearly a quarter century. He's a Southwest Louisiana native and a wildlife management graduate of McNeese State, and he's bringing that information right here to the show. Welcome to the show, Doug.
Thank you for having me.
Doug, we like to get started first to let everyone know how you play in Louisiana's playground. So we've got some rapid fire questions for you.
Uh-oh. Okay, let's go for it.
Okay. They're easy. You know the answer. Okay. First up, crawfish or gumbo?
Crawfish.
Crawfish. And seeing in your line of work, I probably was going to guess that too.
Yeah, we have easy access to crawfish, all we can eat. So love ball crawfish.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. That makes sense.
That's a dangerous combo, crawfish and all you can eat.
Yeah,
That's you can make yourself sick on them.
Coming back for thirds and fourths.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, poolside or beachside?
Beachside.
Again, also makes sense with
love fishing. Got to watch the ocean, watch the birds.
Yeah.
Yep, beach guy.
Okay. Not that fancy schmancy,
Swimming pool
stuff. I'm with you. I'm a beach gal. I'll take a pool any day, but beach is where it's at. That's life out there,
Yep, especially pretty sunsets.
Exactly.
Yep, only at the beach.
There you go. All right. And a concert or comedy show?
Oh, wow. If you talk to my wife, probably neither. But I would say I'd have to go with a concert.
A concert. Okay.
Who do you listen to? Who's some of your go-tos?
Pretty much anything that's got classic in front of it.
Okay.
So I'm an old school guy.
Classic rock.
Yeah, country's good. Classic rock. I'm in all that Eagles type stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Classical.
Okay, maybe not so much.
Okay, yeah. We've stretched the definition at that point.
A little bit.
Let's talk about Grosse Savanne. Can you tell us about your role there, and then what makes the lodge, and more so than the lodge, I guess the business itself, really a unique destination while here in Southwest Louisiana?
Yeah, so Grosse Savanne has actually been in existence since about 1996. I came on in 2001 as the wildlife biologist and have been managing the property there now for almost 25 years. And now have become the director of operations, which just kind of oversee everything that happens there at a high level. We have two great managers, Bobby Jordan and Cole Zimmerman, that do a great job of running it. Phenomenal chef, Matt Whitney, and then a great staff of guides and housekeeping that just do a remarkable job of keeping the lodge going. So not a whole lot of stuff for me to do other than just make sure the wheels stay on the bus.
Right. Because, it is an operation that's probably a lot larger than what the average person might see behind the scenes is much bigger than what I guess everyone else sees in front.
Yes, and that's kind of things we'll get into later as we talk about Grosse Savanne. Is we're such a big operation, and one of our slogans is GS 365, and we never stop. We've got so many activities to do that we're basically a year-round facility.
So for everybody who doesn't know, tell us, what is this business? So
Grosse Savanne is I would call it an outdoor destination hunting lodge, more than just a hunting and fishing camp. The lodge is 12,000 square feet. It's a phenomenal facility, great place to hang out. We have a chef that's just off the charts, great chef. So the dining at night is comparable to any high-level restaurant here in Lake Charles. And then you combine that with Sportsman's Paradise, with all the land we have access to. Calcasieu Lake, we do saltwater fishing. We have 1,200 acres of managed bass fishing lakes. We hunt, fish, alligator hunting in September, and then we also do some eco tours. So when you combine 5-star facilities with Sportsman's Paradise, it's just a perfect combination for an outdoor destination.
You touched on a few of the hunting experiences that you guys have. Can I go through them if you could, and what makes them appealing to both maybe first-timers or novices, if you will, and real enthusiasts?
Yeah, so our first hunting season of the year is going to be alligator season. Usually opens the first Wednesday of September.
Okay.
And we try to do it in about a 10 to, this year we'll go 14-day window where we try to fill all of our tags. And so we're already doing an alligator harvest on the property, but we'll go ahead and we book hunts where hunters can come in and ride with us and get to participate in the hunt and get to see what the harvest is about. And also in the evening before, we have a leather guy that comes in and brings in products. And so you can have belts, boots, wallets, you name it. These guys can make something out of the alligator you harvest the next day. So It's kind of a cool combination to get to harvest an alligator and then get to wear your boots the next year of the gator you killed.
2 follow-ups on that. Number 1, let's talk about the importance. I know there's a benefit to the ecosystem to kind of help curb some of the alligator population, correct?
Yeah. So, alligator harvest in Louisiana has been around since about 1972, and it's all designed to keep the population in check. And tags are allotted to landowners based on amount of acreage you own and habitat type. So it's very regulated by Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. And so with the vast amount of property that we have access to, we have a pretty large number of tags, which allows us to take, this year we'll take around 120 people alligator hunting in those 10 days.
And then, so with that follows up with, because of course I've got to ask this as the podcast hungry guy, when you harvest those alligators, does Matt Whitney, the chef, he turn it into a couple of good things at night?
It's usually on the menu. Yeah. No doubt. There will be some form of alligator served, whether appetizers or your main meal. Yep.
Which, if you don't know, it's kind of a cross. I think it's a perfect cross between chicken and fish. It is this perfect combo of the two.
That's a good description.
Yeah, it's an odd thing. It's not exactly like anything else. But yeah, don't be afraid of it, because
it's delicious.
I'm the fearful eater, right? So I don't venture out real far, but I do love alligator.
It's delicious.
After Matt gets through with it, he makes dishes I've never heard of, and I've lived here my whole life. He does an excellent job. So.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a bit about the hunting experiences that people go on. How do those work? How does the logistics of it?
So, as I said, alligator season starts the first season, and then we move into teal season right after that, which is the early migrators, blue-winged teal that come through Louisiana. We get to hunt those for this year. We'll get 1 week. Normally, we have a 2-week season. And then we also go into the big main waterfowl season through November, December, and January. And so what comprises a typical hunt is you arrive at Grosse Savanne in the evening around 4 or 5 o'clock, and they have hors d'oeuvres prepared and just a big social hour. Everybody hangs out and enjoys the evening, and then sits down around 7:30 for a nice big spread and a really great meal. You'll spend the night, get up the next morning and have continental breakfast, and the guides will be waiting for you to take you out on your expedition, whether it be alligators, teal, or duck hunting. And then you'll return to the lodge around 10:30 or so to clean up. And then again, Matt has a huge, big southern brunch spread prepared for you. And then clean up and depart after lunch. Wow. And so that's a typical trip.
Yeah. And you guys also do different trips, like one of which you guys partner with us for the Cast and Blast. What all goes into that? And I know the tickets are they list quickly and then sell quickly too.
Yeah. So the Cast and Blast is a really cool time of the year because you can combine multiple activities in one day. And so the Cast and Blast is you come in around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you either do a bass fishing trip or redfish or trout, saltwater, and then spend the night, make your teal hunt or duck hunt the next morning, and then have big southern brunch and depart. So you get a kind of best of both worlds.
Yeah, for sure.
Aside from hunting, because obviously that's a major draw, you offer kind of a broader spectrum of activities too, right?
Right. So a typical year, if I could go through the calendar, would be, let's say we end duck season January 30th. It's usually when our season is tapering off. By February, the bass fishing is starting to get good because we have an early spring and our bass tend to spawn earlier than the rest of the country.
Oh, interesting.
So we have some great bass fishing opportunities the end of February, March, April, May. Usually somewhere around April, the saltwater scene starts to pick up. So we have a fleet of bay boats on Calcasieu Lake that we can take you out speckled trout fishing, or we can go in the marsh red fishing. And so we've got that'll run all the way into the fall. And then, of course, alligator season starts first week of Wednesday of September, then teal season. Then October is a phenomenal fishing month for whatever species you want. A lot of great fishing in the fall. And then we'll take about a 2-week break the first 2 weeks of November to kind of regroup and switch over to hunting season, and then duck season starts, and then it just keeps.
And then it's back again. The cycle starts.
The cycle starts. It's GS 365.
I'm glad you mentioned bass fishing. I've heard high complimentary marks for what you guys are able to offer in there. What makes the bass fishing so special for what you guys can offer?
So we were actually converted, I guess it's been 10 years ago now, maybe 15. We took some of our old farmland that was not being utilized and converted them to shallow water areas that are conducive to growing bass. And so we have a bass fishing management plan where we, catch and release, obviously. But we've been very successful in catching. It's a place where you can catch a lot of numbers. We've got a lot of recognition nationally from a lot of the fishing personalities, from the Bass Elite Series to all your television fishing shows have been there. So if you're looking for a place to get away and go catch a fish, it's more catching than fishing sometimes. And we have several lakes that we rotate, so everybody's always in an area that's fresh. So we have a very successful bass fishing program.
So ecotours right now, I feel like ecotourism in general is just seeing this huge boom, right? What's that been like for you guys?
So with the property we have, obviously, Cameron Parish has over 400 species of birds that either migrate to or through us. And with us being able to have access to about 50,000 acres, somewhere on the property, we can see what you want to go look at. And so we have a couple of nice rookeries on the property where the birds do their nesting. And so we can get people inside those rookeries and look at the birds nesting, the baby birds and stuff. And then, of course, in the winter, we have all the waterfowl that we hold. So it's a great place for bird viewing. We were doing a lot of ecotours prior to COVID and prior to Hurricane Laura. Since then, we've kind of reorganized that program, and we're running it through the lodge now, but we're still doing it. So if a person elects not to want to go fishing or hunting, they don't have to. They can still spend a night and go just ride around the property and look at birds or just look at the landscape in general.
And let's talk about the lodge for a second, because this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it's special. It's 12,000 square feet. We have 9 bedrooms that sleep double occupancy queen beds. Every bedroom has their own bathroom, private bathroom. It's got a great living room, big game room, and then the dining room is really cool because it has a mural on the ceiling of the property that one of our guides had painted. So
neat.
that's kind of special. And it's definitely, when you talk about going and hunting and fishing, it's not a bunk bed camp by any means. It's somewhere that you would take your wife if you wanted to go get away for a destination, which we do at times. You'll get a wife that maybe doesn't want to participate in the hunting and fishing, but would love to hang out at the lodge and can come spend a night, have a great dinner, and then while her husband's out the next day, they can just hang out and relax and then wait for the group to come back in. So it's a really nice place. It's a destination place.
That's what I was going to say. It's a completely different experience than just the guys or the group going somewhere and then you kind of finish it hunting and then it feels like everything else is there just to lead you back into hunting. Where it's here, it's like there's not even enough hours in the day to enjoy everything.
Right. And then it's because we're in a flood zone, we're elevated, so the building's up 10 feet off the ground. So if you can imagine 12,000 square feet, 10 feet off the ground, and great screened-in porch looking south over the marsh in the evenings, and incredible sunsets in the evening. That's the real fun place to be, is on the porch in the evening. Everybody's telling stories about what happened during the day. So the porch is a really special place.
Really picturesque for sure. And you said this property, it's huge. How many acres did you say?
So the Grosse Savanne has access to about 50,000 acres
Wow.
to play on. So and it's very diverse. We've got saltwater, freshwater, ag fields, pasture land, prairie, you name it. There's very few places. That's what makes us so unique, is that there's so many things you can do out the same door the same day. And not in most other lodges can't offer that diversity. So that's been a key to our success.
And along with that huge piece of property that you have access to is conservation, right?
Absolutely. And then that's where I kind of come in as the wildlife biologist. And also Bobby Jordan, one of our managers, has a degree in wildlife management also. And so, and the family that owns Grosse Savanne has been very proactive in being conservation minded. And so we do obviously a lot of things to promote the wildlife in the area. Obviously, we used to harvest a lot of ducks just because we had ducks back in the day. But with the changes in the flyway now, you're having to create habitat, which every year, we flood the fields, we plow, we do some moist soil management. So our marshes, we have water control structures that we manage to create weed grass for the ducks. So even though it's not duck season, we're year-round doing something to create habitat for all the wildlife on the property.
Are practices like that pretty standard for a lot of different hunting lodges and stuff, or is that really something that you guys do that helps separate you maybe?
I think it separates us a little bit in the fact that every hunting club tries to do something, but in a lot of cases, a lot of your clubs are leasing the land that they're operating on. And so there's a difference when you have ownership of it. So we have the flexibility, and also because of we work in conjunction with a farming operation. We have access to equipment and tractors that allow us probably to do a little more than normal hunting clubs would do. We're not just taking you to one hunting spot. We have access to a lot, which during duck season has kind of been our key, is the fact that our guides can bounce around a lot. They don't have to sit in one blind the whole season. They can move around and go to where the birds are. So that's helped us a bunch.
Well, look, I think Louisiana, and I don't think this, I know this, is known as sportsman paradise, right? And then specifically here in Southwest Louisiana, it's Louisiana's playground. A lot of that has to do with the outdoor stuff. You guys may not be the only charter fishing service or the only charter hunting service. And so, but as a whole, the ability to offer those, whether it be at Grosse Savanne or somewhere else, I guess talk about the speciality of what we have here in Southwest Louisiana. If you may be interested in a hunting or fishing trip, no matter whether it be through you guys or someone else, but doing it here.
Yeah, we're still the destination place for waterfowl. We're the end of the flyway. With the marsh we have and all the agricultural fields. We'll always be a destination place for waterfowl hunting. I've been several places around the country hunting, and we all have great times, but there's still no place like home. And as you said, there's a lot of great operations out there. There's different levels, as I call it, to buy in on a when you look for an outfitter. You can do a drive-in, meet the guide in the field type thing, or you can stay at a camp that has bunk beds and that kind of stuff. But and then you got Grosse Savanne on the other spectrum, which is kind of the highest class type facility that you can do. So you've got everything on that spectrum is right here in Southwest Louisiana, and there's great guides here that know the deal. And so it's whatever your budget allows and how you want to buy in. Louisiana is a great place to come make a hunt.
Well, Southwest Louisiana obviously is drawing in tourists from domestic and international, right? Do you see a lot of people from far away that are coming to Grosse Savanne?
Absolutely. I mean, we have obviously a big draw from the Houston area because we're so close to Houston. But when you look at alligator season and the different things we do, we've had, just to name a few, I've had 2 guests from Russia, couldn't speak English. I've had Alaska, New York, London, Montana. Yeah, we get people from all over the country.
I feel like Montana, Wyoming, we'd get a few just because while they have great hunting there, it's a completely different style.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Totally different. Yep. Totally
but lots
different.
of outdoorsmen, that would want to come here and experience it
I would
all.
imagine there's a connection there between the two.
So
that's great. And so, I mean, these are really, I think, what you have to offer in Southwest Louisiana in general, but of course, Grosse Savanne specifically, is just like this very authentic experience for people. You see a lot of things on like social media and whatnot of people having experiences like this, and maybe they don't think it's real. It's authentic as it can be, right?
It's a setup,
Yeah. But this is the real deal. Waking up early in the morning to go out to a blind or that kind of thing. This is the real experience that people get there.
Yes, and we have a great staff that the people make it even more special when you have the right people, and we've got a great crew of guys that when you arrive at Grosse Savanne, there's no extra fees to do this or do that. You're coming in for a Southwest Louisiana experience at the best level you can get it. And when you walk through the door, we're there to greet you and take care of you and lead you through the process. And from start to go, you're taken care of at Grosse Savanne.
Some of the changes that you've seen with the property, whether it be bass fishing and you guys have moved there, what other trends do you guys kind of keep, or how on top of trends are you guys consistently in always evolving as you mentioned, a destination?
Yeah, so it's we pay attention to the local regulations from hunting and fishing. Obviously those impact us tremendously. we've always had a saying that you manage the resource first, and then business comes second.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of keep that in mind, and that's why we've done some large-scale restoration projects on the property that are strictly for the benefit of the wildlife there. As you know, probably through some other podcasts, Louisiana is losing somewhere around a football field every hour and a half. And so some of that erosion is taking place on us. And so we're constantly fighting those battles personally with our own income. And we're also partnering with agency Ducks Unlimited, partners with us to do some restoration projects. The state and those Department of Natural Resources and all those guys that's some of the things I do is constantly trying to figure out how can we make the property better? How can we preserve it?
Right.
So we're always looking at those things.
Absolutely.
The waterfowl side is changing. The flyway's changing. A lot of things have changed in the last few years in duck hunting. And so we're constantly having to adapt to do that. We're constantly, like I said, working on duck hunting year round, even though it's not duck season. Here we are at the end of July, and there's guys today that are actually working on a blind. If they're not fishing, they're doing something in preparation for the next season that's coming. So
yeah, that's what I also love about Grosse Savanne is that depending on the time of year you go, you could make 6 trips all throughout the year and never have the same experience twice.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt.
And so for those interested in experiencing one of those 6 experiences, right? What's the best way to learn and then book a trip as well?
So our website is grossesavanne.com, and most people get the spelling wrong. It's GROSSESAVANNE. And so what that actually stands for is Big Pasture is the community that we're located in, which is just south of Big Lake. And so Grosse Savanne is French for Big Pasture. So if you can remember grossesavanne.com, our website's there with all our activities that we have there, and you can call or send a email to info@gs.com to talk to one of our managers, and they can build you a package, depending on how many days you want to stay and what all you want to do. And if you just want to follow us, we're on Instagram, Grosse Savanne Lodge. We're also on Facebook, and we try to keep up somewhat of a daily pictures. And so you kind of get a feel for what's happening in real time at our lodge, what we're doing. So,
and credit to the website. You guys actually list like packages and some examples for people versus there's so many. It's frustrating when trying to plan some trips where, I have to call and set up and then do this before I ever even get a quote or an estimate of budget-wise. Yeah,
when I'm planning a vacation, I don't want to have to think about it very hard. So the fact that you guys offer like very specific packages that we can kind of tweak from there, like that's. And
it's pretty simple. If you want to stay and continue, you just keep adding to the to the package.
Just keep adding on some days. Yeah.
So.
And then finally, let's wrap it and put a bow. What do you hope that guests take away from their experience at Grosse Savanne beyond just, it was a good time hunting, it was a good time fishing?
I think when most people come to Grosse Savanne and Louisiana in general, I don't think they have a clue of what to expect. We've got this reputation of stepping over alligators and the mosquitoes are going to eat you up and that kind of stuff. But when most people leave, and I've lived here my entire life, and I still, when I go out every day working, I'm like, I see a sunrise, I see a bird I hadn't seen in a while, or I see some migration that starts to take place. It's just special. And I think when they leave, they realize that they had no clue that how special Southwest Louisiana is and how proud that we should be for living where we live. And then they also consider, that we've been beat up by so many hurricanes, and how do you keep going, and why do you stay here, and why do you do this, and because the lodge has been built 3 times in the last 20 years that I've been here. But it's like, you can't leave something where your heart's at, And so I think people leave Grosse Savanne just having an experience that they never thought it was going to be at that level of an experience.
When people ask, and I always hear that question, I'm one of the people that asks those questions, right? Of people, especially in Cameron Parish, why do you rebuild year after year after year and hurricane after hurricane? Go to Grosse Savanne, experience that, and then you'll know why.
Thanks again to Doug for joining us here on the show. And the biggest thank you of all, as you know, goes out to you for joining us here on the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Leave us a comment. We'd love to chat with you.
Yeah, and this, of course, helps us grow our audience and further share the unique experiences that Lake Charles and Southwest Louisiana have to offer. Go to visitlatecharles.org/podcast for more episodes, advice on where to eat, and events that are happening this weekend. I'm Jillian Quarter.
And I'm Brady Raynard. Thanks again for coming to play at Louisiana's Playground. Sit you.